Ladies and gentlemen, it feels good to be like a member of parliament or a judge with this gavel. I welcome you all to this session. My name is Farooq H from Al Jazeera satellite television. It gives me great pleasure to moderate this session starting now, and we're hoping to go on until about 6 o'clock. Let me first of all introduce members of the panel, and I'll introduce them in the order that I have them, rather than in the order in which they are seated. We have Mr. Farooq H, Naek, the chairman of the Senate in Pakistan. We have Ambassador Jean-Francis Sinzou, permanent mission of Benin to the United Nations. We have Ms. Daniela Bach, Director of the UN Division for Social Policy and Development. Last but not least, we have Ms. Sana Hussain, Online Community Manager, Global Youth Action Network, Taking IT Global. It's good to have you all. The way we're going to do this is that we're going to get every member of the panel to give an opening statement of about 7 minutes each, and then we'll go on to your comments and questions after that. The understanding we have is that we'll take your questions or comments in batches of 6 each time. We'll put them to members of the panel. I will give the floor to Mr. Naek, Chairman of the Senate in Pakistan.
Fellow parliamentarians, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to thank the Parliamentary Hearing for organizing this parliamentary hearing at the United Nations. I am pleased to attend this August event along with my fellow parliamentary colleagues from Pakistan. In my view, youth participation in democratic process is of critical importance in enhancing political accountability and achieving a world of peace and prosperity. In the backdrop of International Year of Youth and United Nations high-level meeting on youth held in July 2011 on the theme Youth Dialogue and Mutual Understanding, this meeting assumes added significance with a myriad of socio-economic, political development and security problems besetting humanity. Our youth provides us hope for a better future and peaceful world, and to save our succeeding generations from scourge of war as envisaged by the United Nations Charter. History has taught us that youth always holds the key for change and a better future for nations of the world. While this critical segment of our population may not be typically active in a political process, past and present changes in different political systems have shown that when youth become actively involved in socio-political movements, it leads to change. From the revival of democracy in Pakistan in 2008 to the last US presidential election and recent changes in North Africa, we have witnessed youth playing a defining role in bringing political change. Youth are the intellectual capital of the world. It is they who hold the reins of our future as prospective leaders, planners and policy makers of tomorrow. They are our future, bright as the reflecting sun and promising as silver lining. Youth of today are the representative of tomorrow. Neglecting the need to cast youth of today into industrious citizens of tomorrow may be a grave misfortune of a nation and an unredeemable mistake. Ladies and gentlemen, political and democratic participation by citizens is considered a prerequisite for successful democratic societies. And youth, being an important part of society, needs to be aware of how the system of government functions in order to be contributing members of the society. Political awareness generates a sense of responsibility amongst the youth and empowers them to make educated decisions about the choice of government. In order to be in that position, young people need to be aware of how the political system works. They should be knowledgeable about different levels of governance, such as local, provincial, and federal level. They must have an understanding of 3 major branches of state, namely executive, judiciary, and legislature. An understanding of the electoral system involving election commission and the whole electoral process will give them a fair idea about the conduct of elections in the country, and they will acquaint themselves with the procedure of getting enrolled in the voters list. Participation of youth in decision making is key to better decisions, since young people have, as social actors, experiences unique to their situation. It not only polishes their skills, thereby enhancing their participation in the implementation of special projects, but also strengthens their commitment to an understanding of human rights and democracy. At yet another level, their participation in the democratic process empowers and protects young people. Ladies and gentlemen, despite the proven potential and abilities to be agents of change and development, youth participation in the democratic and political process is fraught with challenges and is far from being satisfactory. The situation poses potent questions to the collective wisdom of our policy-making echelons as well as legislators. It is an undeniable, worrisome reality that voice of the young people who have a legitimate and important role in society is not heard adequately, and their contribution to society is not always universally recognized. Making matters worse, young people are faced with impediments even in exercising their human and political rights. It is very unfortunate that youth today are perceived as being incapable of making decisions on their own, resulting in minimizing their footprint in decision-making process. This exclusion, whether conscious or otherwise, also poses a real threat to the future of participatory democracy. Power of youth can change a lot. Former UN Secretary General Kofi Annan very rightly said, I quote, "No one is born a good citizen. No nation is born a democracy. Rather, both are processes that continue to evolve over a lifetime. Young people must be included from birth. A society that cuts itself off from its youth severs its lifetime. It is condemned to bleed to death," unquote. Given the fact that we are living in a youthful world with almost half of current global population under the age of 25, no nation in the world can afford to keep youth out of democratic political decision-making and development process and risk being left behind on the road to progress and prosperity. If we want to be out-of-box solutions to common global challenges like lack of education and health facilities, dearth of basic amenities, trade barriers, environment and sustainable development, we must include youth in the democratic and political process. As parliamentarians, it is our shared responsibility to help create a conducive environment whereby our youth feel encouraged to push the doors of possibilities open and by dint of their youthful vigor, enthusiasm, dynamism and brilliance, find solutions and ideas. Parliaments must take significant strides towards establishing and promoting youth's connectivity with the legislators and their involvement in the legislative and debate process by improving their outreach to this important segment of our society. Youth-led contributions to parliamentary democracy must be given priority in all forms. Ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan is sentient that youth need to be involved in decision-making process that helps to shape their own socio-economic environment and also contributes towards country's development and progress. Father of our nation, Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah had, in an address to a group of students, advised them, I quote, "Duties required of you now are develop a sound sense of discipline, character, initiative, and a solid academic background," unquote. Pakistan is committed to have these characteristics among its youth by inculcating ideas of peace, tolerance, and solidarity to contribute to world peace, progress, and development. In this regard, conscious efforts are underway to increase and diversify avenues for youth participation, to discuss national issues, engage with national leaders, and participation in discussions on what is important for Pakistan. Present People's Government as well as Parliament in Pakistan are pursuing the vision of encouraging in young people active and good citizenship by instilling patriotism, promoting democratic engagement and broadening perspectives through political education, interaction, exchange, mobility and communication. A number of projects are in the pipeline to underscore the importance of political awareness amongst our youth. We are working with the objective to bring youth into mainstream of events concerning national development, democratization, social harmony and progress. Our priorities include promoting positive political interest and motivation in young people, leading to deeper democracy, strengthening of political leadership base of political parties. Moreover, keeping in view importance of youth involvement and participation in different institutional structures and executive bodies, through internship, Pakistan has also initiated national internship program to encourage youth involvement in public sector organizations. In addition, Youth Parliament Pakistan serves as a youthful forum to voice views of the youth about a range of national and international issues. Debates in Youth Parliament Pakistan are meant not only to help young members in their personal development as youthful citizens, but to also serve the purpose of articulating views of the youth on vital issues facing the nation and conveying these to the government. In the end, ladies and gentlemen, I must say that I am optimistic that deliberations made during the course of parliamentary hearing would prove fruitful and help member parliaments to take measures conducive to maximizing youth participation in democratic process. Thank you. God be with you.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much.